Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius. So the sun is now in Aries, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And so we see two fire signs coming together. Today is a lovely day, it's a warm day, warmer than expected. And that's what happens when two fire signs are coming together, right? When the sun in Aries and the moon in Sagittarius brings these unexpected warm days. And so here we see, of course, the Emperor, empirical thinking, and the number 4, the stability, but also the 4 elements. And we see the 14, so there is a 10, which is, of course, the Wheel of Fortune, everything is spinning and turning, and the 4 again, which then creates the 5 when we calculate it together. I work a lot with numbers, so just get used to it, because numbers don't lie, and of course I include the pictures, but mostly the numbers are very, very solid, very clear. So then the 5 is the test. Here we have the guardian angel, the blending of the masculine and the feminine, and in that we then get the 5 senses, the 5 fingers, and the 5 in general as also the Hierophant, right? As that spiritual message that we then can overcome by going further into the 6th sense. Mars is ruling, of course, Aries, and so Mars as that push, as that force, that energy that is bringing you the next step in evolving. And in the yoga position, the meditation, looking in all 4 directions, recognizing deep within us, the 5th sense is in us, right? And so the 4 directions here very clearly are speaking then here to the Aries. You are ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is that expansion, is that grandeur, is becoming a guardian angel. And so here you see the ideal, right? This evolving energy that Jupiter brings into our lives. And of course, for you, I used Paschimottanasana. And here you bowing down, you bringing the upper and the lower part of your body together to unite and to blend here as well, again, into a union. And that's when you see your own grandeur. That's when you see that you are the guardian angel. So this just today, Sun in Aries, Moon in Sagittarius, exists only once a year, but if we include all the other planets, right, then this moment really exists only once in your life. You are the eagle. As a court card, because you're the Knight of Wands, is your birthday between November 13 and December 11, then you are this court card. If not, if you're before or after, please look in the description below. That's where I have listed all the court cards and of course all the cards that I'm using on their positions and what the position means. You are Sagittarius, the explorer of the world, and you can see how the arrow is going out to the right because we are reading to the right. You are going to your full moon, which you have in Gemini, which is your opposite sign. And so it's important to recognize, right, to the right, extroverted, to the left, introverted. Full moon, new moon. And so here you are flying high and recognizing that you really go up and want to see the world from a higher perspective. You are the 9th house of learning and believing and philosophy, so you love to learn and you love to understand how this world functions. Now Mars is also ruling here the tower, and so this month we're going to look into the tower through Mars. And the tower, of course, is that moment where things are leaving, where things are letting us know there is a crisis and there is a moment where you really need to wake up and be like, recognize what is talking here to you. And here is the pierced shield, right? And you see now the 16, the Wheel of Fortune plus the self-love that you need to establish again and again. And so the old can leave And out of that we get the 7. The 7 is the emotional intelligence that we find deep within us. And so we're going to look into the animal spirit oracle. But before that, I'm going to look at the last reading. And that's when we had Pisces Sun giving Sagittarius Moon the message. 7 times 6, trust your intention in a relationship that's testing you. And the Lovers came up, right? Then also, of course, the Ace of Arrows and the projection, right? When we project onto the person that we love, and then, of course, something comes back that we're not ready for. Sometimes we need to look a little deeper into what is it really that is talking here, because Pisces is the Knight of Cups, and that's the path of love. Now we're going to look into the animal spirit, into the Tower. And so here we have a special moment. Hopefully we see then the animal spirit that is helping you to get the strength that you need to do what it is that you need to be doing. And so we have the nightingale. Look at that. She's so beautiful, this little bird. And we don't have numbers here, but we see here it's an air sign. And the nightingale is calling into the soul path, into recognizing and understanding what the emotional intelligence is bringing to you, so that you can call the soul. And we're gonna have a look what the nightingale is wanting to tell you. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. In balance, sing, speaks freely with kindness. To bring into balance, listen to music. So, you are getting a message from the nightingale to sing for your soul, to sing for your emotional intelligence, and recognize that this is a very beautiful message that is already letting you know, yes, you are going out, yes, you are going here into the Age of Wands, which is connected with Mercury in Sagittarius. But at the same time, you see how this little bird is inspiring you to stay connected with your spirit world. And so the 8 is bringing you the infinite energy of action, of doing, and Mercury is of course connected with the Magician, and the Magician comes next, right? Because the Fool is this foolish idea to say that now something is coming because I am calling into the soul. Something is coming really quick, like lightning, like a flash, like a speed. And of course the Fool is connected with Uranus, and Uranus is the revolution. And it reminds me of the film called The Mockingbird, the killing of a mockingbird, right? And it was this little bird that actually inspired people to do a revolution, and it came really quickly to them, and it made them realize it's now or never. Then on the position of the Magician, comes here the serpent. And the serpent, we see the number 46. And the 46, we get the 4 in it, which is again the Emperor Aries, right? The empirical thinking. And the 6, which is of course then the self-love. And in that self-love, we're getting a 10. And the 10 is letting you know there's a new cycle. There is now, with Aries, Sun in Aries, we get a new cycle. We get this month a new energy through the Sun in Aries. But you are feeling this deep within you as the Wheel of Fortune is spinning, that everything is spinning and nothing is stopping you. And so the 10 and the 1 is the 11. The inner teacher appears through the resources, through the magician that knows how to use the 4 elements. There's again a 4 inside, and he's the 5th element. Because the magician, again, like I said, comes with Mercury, and here we had Mercury in Sagittarius. And so this crazy idea that things are going to happen really fast, spiritually. You're going to feel that because now the serpent power, the sexual energy is actually rising into the 11. And what is coming up here? And it's the 20, the last judgment. And the last judgment is connected with Pluto. And Pluto is, of course, the planet of Scorpio, the transformation of the shadow and of the secrets. And Pluto is going in the end of November for 20 years into Aquarius. And so it's your calling to be now here a messenger of peace, a messenger of the soul, a messenger that brings a certain beauty again and again to the people. It's a calling, but this calling here is faced down, reversed, and when something is reversed, it's usually not there yet, or it's streaming down. As you can see, the Ankh looks like a person, and the rainbow color stream over the world. And so here it's upright. Here, the last judgment, this calling is taking action, is really reacting to this, right? And so the 11 and the 20, or then the 2, we could make a date out of it, the 2nd of November or the 11th of February, is letting you know something happened either in 11th of February or then on the 2nd of November. And so observe, watch how the signs are talking to you, because it's really important. So you have the 11, the portal that brings you the 20, the calling, the streaming down of consciousness. Then on the position of the High Priestess, we get the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is Mars in Leo. And so Mars, right, that comes through Aries, through the Tower, is bringing you the Nightingale. And so here you see that you find the courage to be in the 7, because you had here the 7 as the 16, the emotional intelligence, and you can sing about it because you have experienced that. And so now you see the 7 plus the 2 is a 9. And that 9 is letting you know you are coming into a completion in the way you see your intuition, in the way you are becoming a seeker for the spiritual. And then 7 is really taking courage, taking action. Mars taking action, right, in Leo, being inspired by what is happening around you, and feeling the 11, the inner teacher, coming to you and inspiring you. Then on the position of the Empress, which is the bounty, which is that fulfillment, right? That richness, comes the 17. Comes Aquarius, the star. Then you are a star when you are against all odds. Work on yourself. Take action for the betterment of yourself. And the 17 and the 3 brings you a 20 again. And so this 20 that was reversed is now letting you know then you are becoming a star up in the sky, and you are actually noticing that it's important that you recognize Aquarius, recognize that Pluto, right, which is connected, of course, with the judgment, right? The last judgment. And so the 20 that's coming here, Pluto, is going into Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is completely different than the age of Capricorn that Pluto was in for 15 years or something. So the 20. The 20 is coming here again, right? I could also, of course, create here an 8, and an 8 and the 3 is the 11, then the inner teacher is coming again. So you can pick, do you want the 20 or the 11 as the inner teacher, right? Then you have an 11-11 or a 20-20 portal, up to you. Remember, she is connected with Venus. Venus is love and beauty. And so you are glowing like a star in that fulfillment, in that seeking of that kind of predicament. Very clear. Then Aries. Aries is letting you know the 2 of Cups is coming. And the 2 of Cups is clear. It's Venus in Cancer. And so you are called to love yourself, because this is yin and yang. This is the union deep within yourself. The 4 and the 2 is the 6, and then the self-love appears. And through self-love, we find the right partner. We find true love, first of all, within ourselves, and then, of course, with the partner that is coming automatically, that is mirroring your own love that you have found deep within yourself, right? And so here, Venus in Cancer is bringing you a very beautiful message, right? And so the 2 and the 2 of the 20 is letting you know there's a 22. The 22 is the Fool, and the Fool is always the 0, but also the 22 major arcana. And so remember, right, Mercury in Sagittarius, things are going to happen really fast when you accept the message that is streaming down to you, right? Because Venus, right, and here Venus with the Empress and bringing you the 20, bringing you then here also the 2 plus here this 2, so you have 3 times the 2. It's like then you feel empowered, and you don't need to wait for no one to empower you. That's the message, right? And that message is always something that we need to recognize, because if we don't recognize it, it's gonna pass, right? That option is gonna be gone in a flicker of a light. On the position of the Knight of Wands, which is here the Eagle, comes the Magician. And the Magician is saying, yes, I understand how it works, because you're the 9th house, and the 1 of the Magician creates the 10. And the 10 we had here with the Serpent. Then on a sexual energy, on a Kundalini energy, things are going fast. Things are talking in a very empowering way, right? Because you are then seeing from a higher perspective, as the eagle sees that you are really powerful, that you are the magic in your own life, right? And so you can use the 4 elements, and you are using the 4 elements, but the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is turning and spinning and bringing you more self-worth, more understanding of self, right? Because the Sun in Aries, right? It's Aries that is bringing you the 2 of Cups, but the Sun is that extroverted, visual energy that you're showing to the world, and you show to the world, I love myself. Are you going to love me the way I love myself? Then on the position of Sagittarius, through the moon, the subconscious, right, comes the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is Moon in Sagittarius. So you get the 9 of Wands, Moon in Sagittarius, on the position where Sagittarius is in the moon. And so in your subconscious, you understand that the 9 is a very important number, because it's your 9th house that is talking to you. The 9 is a completion. After the 9 comes the 10. And so here we have the 14, which is the 5, plus the 9 creates again the 14, and the 5 is left. The 5 senses. Recognize the 5 senses. They are imprisoning us, right? They hold us here in a dimension where we're not recognizing that there are other dimensions. And again, you see the bird flying high. And here one is flying to the right and this one is flying to the left. And remember, at the beginning here, the nightingale was facing the left, which is the soul. But you are, because you're Sagittarius, going out to the world and you want to show the world how big you are. And so here you see again the bird or the eagle flying above your head, building yourself this house and coming into a 5. In your subconscious, you understand the 5 senses are important. Learn everything that you can learn from them. Then, on the position of the moon, comes here the stars in the sky, the limitless possibility, the number 51. So we get the 5 connecting here then with this 5. And the 5 again is the 5 that you get when we calculate the 14 together, right? And the 1 creates the 6, right? The magician that came here and let you know, yes, I am the magic. I am now creating the wheel of fortune. I am creating whatever it is that I want to create. And so the 9 and the 6 is the 15. 15 is Capricorn, is the devil, is recognize what's happening, recognize how you need to watch and observe from above, because you had Aquarius coming, you had the stars, and now you watch from above and you recognize, yes, I can watch the stars in the sky in my dreams, because here I have the 9 and of course the 6, the 15, and then the 6 is left. But I wanted to see what's coming here for the oracle card, stars in the sky, and you get here the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles creates a 6-6 portal. And the 6 of Pentacles is moon in Taurus. It's the giving and taking, it's the receiving, and then of course giving back, of knowing how to take a compliment and to give a compliment. But here we see how she's giving a massage, and how the woman who's lying here is receiving the massage, and the triangle that's pointing down is not negative, is receiving. The triangle is pointing up, is giving. And so you see that your calling is to go out and give and receive, and to see that you are seeing that one bird is facing to the left and the other eagle is facing to the right. And that's the same thing, extroverted, introverted, up and down, right? And so here you are learning to give what you have realized here, the stars that you have realized here. Very clear, right? Because it's a 6-6 portal. Beautiful. And then on the position of the sun, here we have, as the sun, the rebirth. Then you are shining a light out into the world, because the 19 turns into a 10. We have here the number 2, the 10 and the 2 is the 12. And the 12 is the Hanged Man, which was actually connected to the last reading, Pisces Sun, right? That's Neptune, and Neptune is ruling the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is reversing yourself so you can see things from a different perspective. So your rebirth means that you need to see the world from a new perspective, from the south, from the adventure perspective, because you're going out to the full moon. And the full moon is where Gemini is giving you the light for the full moon, right? And so you're going out into the adventure, you're going to the right into the adventure. And so the 12 then calculated together, we have a 3, the Empress that brought you the star in the sky. So you are seeing that here we have stars in the sky, and you're observing things from above because you are an eagle, right? Because you are understanding how it functions. And so the 3 is left. But what is the message that here the south is bringing to you? And you get the 6 of Cups. So 2 cups and 6 cups are 8 cups. You have 8 wands, right? And you had 7 wands. I didn't even calculate that together. So 8 and 7 is again 15 wands. That's Capricorn. That's attachments to doing too much, right? Be careful. So you have 15 wands plus 9 more wands is the 24, and the 24 is the 6. Coming to a self-love, letting go of certain emotions that you think that you still need to hold on to, see it from a higher perspective, because the 6 here is literally then the healing, right? The self-love that you find when you calculate all these wands together. The 8, the 7, and the 9. So learn about that, right? Learn that you are seeing now 8 cups, and here you learn that the 3 and the 6 is again a 9, and you see here these women, right, reverse, are on horses holding the cups, and this is connected with the sun in Scorpio. Scorpio being the transformation, Scorpio being the one that is letting you know, and you gotta really let go of old memories so you can go out into what it is that you want to do, and that you can really be in a self-love. And then the 8 appears. Again, the infinite possibility to create whatever it is that you want to create. So again, the 10 and the 2 is the 12. The 12 and the 6 is actually the 18, is the moon. In your subconscious, you're learning to understand that you're seeing the stars, that you can be a star, because here we also have then the 17 turning into an 8. And so, interesting enough, right, we get the 9 again. The 9, the completion, you're understanding something, you're going out for fun, and you don't want to be held back by old memories of thinking you're never good enough. You're good enough, right? So learn to incorporate that, because then we get on the position of the world then being here the dancer, right? And you see that the 10 of cups plus the 8 cups is 18 cups. So again, you have an 18 in your subconscious. You allowed to learn to let go, because this is connected with Mars in Pisces, and that's in a way the last reading, Sun in Pisces. But Mars, right, brought you the nightingale, and the nightingale is calling into this happy family energy. The 10 of cups is the happy family, is the dancing, is the enjoying, is the being in a really good place, being in a place where you feel the transformation happening all the time, because the 10 and the 3 of the 21 calculated together, we get the 13. Again, remember this, the sun in Scorpio, the death card, the transformation, the letting go. And then what's left is the 4. 4 again, through here, the emperor, right? The one that gives the command, the one that is letting you know, yes, the emperor through Mars is letting you know you can rule, and you rule by just a small song, by just a small inspiration. You can rule a whole world by one little act, by one little moment. And people, when they see that, they recognize your true nature, right? And so you are calling into this 4, into then the emperor that is celebrating this happy moment, right? Mars in Pisces is kind of a contradictory card. Mars is action, and Pisces is taking action, of course, in love, and you're taking action to be in a loving relationship, to be with people that make you feel loved, right? And that's where was what the world needs. And so the 4 is left. And so you see where the nightingale is calling into, right? It's calling into the 10 of cups. And so here you are at the end of your reading, and seeing that this message is coming really quick, right? Because the 8 of Wands is here. The 8 of Wands is letting you know this, if you bring this song out there, if you speak lovingly, caringly, then you can inspire the whole world. Wow. So beautiful. I love it when the reading is flowing and I'm like, wow, it's coming, right? It's literally streaming. So I hope I see you in the next one. That's when we get Sun in Taurus. You have Moon in Taurus here, of course, but nevertheless, Taurus is talking, right? Remember, giving and taking to the right into the world. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.